This is no party. It's not a disco. And we're not fooling around. It's the Mondo Breakfast Hour.
Fads we always have with us, and 25 years ago it was paddle ball that had the small fry and their elders bouncing from coast to coast. A small ball attached to a wooden paddle with a rubber band. It's still a popular device, and you don't need any paddler's license. Wonder if he ever did get that package delivered.
For weeks now, the Mondos had not broadcast a show, and tension was high in the air. Margaret and Jonathan were mad at Claire Kelly for threatening to reveal what had driven them out of the town of Weatherspoon. Carlotta Bacon was angry at Jonathan for what she considered rude treatment the last time she had come by. Victor Uzi was mad at everyone, and he wouldn't have it any other way. Though right now he was especially paranoid about Illuminati plots that he saw everywhere. Vladimir Velikovsky, on the other hand, wasn't mad at anyone. He just liked to watch. Margaret felt terrible about the uneasiness in the neighborhood and, being at a loss, turned to Claire Kelly, the local property agent, for consultation. Claire, who didn't want to take the chance that unrelated paranoia would uncover her schemes, gladly offered to help. Margaret, although cynical about Claire's ulterior motives, warily consented. Margaret feels that the neighborhood is worth reuniting. As she has said, a happy neighborhood is an 80s kind of neighborhood. Let's see, shall we?
You know, Margaret, it's certainly been an instructive time working with you. I feel I've gotten to know you so much more fully now. I see your easygoing manner as a part of bigger things, a more inclusive ecosystem for our neighborhood.
What a nice thing to say, Claire. It certainly has been something I would not have passed up. And I think your idea about Victor is simply marvelous. I received the brochure in the mail just this morning. It's just what Victor needs. A holiday where he can get some sun and relax. This island, Santa Kimbo Moray, is certainly Victor's cup of tea. But when are we going to tell him?
Well, I asked him to stop by after his mid-morning rounds. It's so hard to round up these days, what with the inauguration and all. He can be pretty self-suffering at times. I haven't seen him preen like this since Ron won in '80. He is sure that Ron will appoint a mercenary ambassador and establish diplomatic relationships with the Fortune 500. And he wants to be in from the start. He may well be right.
Excuse me, ladies. Folks, I have a bulletin here. In light of the recent drastic changes within the Reagan administration, sources have disclosed that the president, thank you, dear, the president is planning to switch Nancy Reagan for George Bush as vice president. They point out that there is no rule that says they have to stick with the vice president chosen in the elections. White House aides are quick to point out Mrs. Reagan's advantages. Not since Gerald Ford replaced Spiro Agnew has a U.S. president had the luxury of a vice president who makes him look good by stumbling and falling down during press photo opportunities. Nancy Reagan, aides say, is perfect for the job. Observers note that once the switch takes place, George Bush would become First Lady, a job many say he is better suited for anyway. And as for pairing up Nancy Reagan with Barbara Bush, White House spokesman Larry Streaks told reporters, no problem. Barbara and Nancy get along just fine. When I heard this, I called Vladimir Velikovsky, who will be on later this morning, to give us his views of the American political system in general. And I suppose we'll also hear from Victor Uzi. And we'll hear what he has to say when he gets here. In the meantime, let's watch this.
It's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey. It's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey. It's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey. It's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey. It's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey. It's okay. driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. It's not loaded. I'm a good driver. Don't worry, honey, come back, honey. Trying to get out of this fucking hole. Time to get out of it. You might not ever understand it. Time to get a slice of the real pie. I might not ever adjust. You might not ever taste of my love.
Well, welcome back. I'm sure you were as suppressed by that tape as we were. You may be wondering what I have here on the counter in front of me. Well, I'll tell you. Has this ever happened to you? You're coming home with your arms filled with packages. As you reach the front door, suddenly the phone starts to ring. So you rush inside, drop the packages or groceries, rush over to the phone, pick it up, only to hear the person on the other end hanging up. Well, this need never happen to you again. This patented tractor tracer pulls the magnetic signal that carries the phone current back to your unit with the flick of a button. If you're interested in buying this product, give me a call at home or drop me a line. I wouldn't deal with Carlotta Bacon for this item. I made it, I'll market it.
This house is clear.
You damn straight it's secure, pal.
Let's dispense with the platitude, shall we? Claire Kelly advised me to rendezvous at this location at 0944 hours. It is now 0944. And there is a plot underway which I have uncovered that concerns us all. The Illuminatus, as I hope many of you know, has founded many fronts. One of these is the John Dillinger Died for You Society. This organization seeks to shake our very essence, squeeze our precious bodily fluids, and contaminate our souls with the kind of agitprop that can only come from those most interested in undermining our very existence. I don't exaggerate when I tell you that these people actually believe that John Dillinger and his ilk belong as a part of Americana. It's the kind of idiotic thinking that led that commie Guthrie to say, some people will rob you with a pen. Now isn't that the dumbest, stupidest, most naive
Well,
thing?
actually, Victor, the song in question is pretty boy fluid. And the verse goes, some will rob you with a fountain pen and some with a six-gun. It is good to see you again, my friend. I've been concerned with your additional impulses as a result of the elections and inaugurations. And I am curious about some political customs that your country has that I myself am not familiar with. Political advertisements, for example. Is it natural for some politicians to spend as much on advertisements as some states may spend on education? And also the many toys and trinkets that such things produce. This capitalist toy being one of them. Not only does it have a picture of your president, but apparently it also is very successful as a mine detector. In addition to this money flowing around so readily, I read this article in the Post the other day, talking about the loss of many fairs and fair stores from these galas. And then, just yesterday, from the paper of the Sun, I see this headline: Giant flying cat terrifies state. Now, perhaps there is no problem about these mink stalls disappearing, but I myself, being the cautious kind of communist fellow that I am, think that there is more to this than meets the ear. I think that these flying cats may be taking these mink bears, perhaps to mate with, perhaps not. Many questions stay unanswered. And in response to this, I can only say that perhaps it is better to find the answers from watching this.
Soviets do two things very well. They keep secrets and they steal secrets.
They, not us, have military weapons in space.
Ever noticed how folk songs are always about wimpy little towns like Honolulu? Ever wondered what would happen if Puff the Magic Dragon grew up in San Jose? I know you did. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the bay and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called San Jose. Little Juan Garcia loved that rascal Puff. and brought him chains and pleated pants and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the bay and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called San Jose. Oh, together they would travel in a car low to the ground. One would keep a lookout for little kids who push around. Gang leaders and pushers would bow when they walked by. Prostitutes would lower their fare when Puff unzipped his fly. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the bay and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called San Jose. Oh, that's the sad part. A dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Feed a dragon an enchilada, and he'll make a strange noise. One gray night it happened, the parting of these two friends, while one was walking right behind. Puff blew fire out both ends. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the bay and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called San Jose. Hey!
Victor, things have been a little hectic around the neighborhood since the inauguration, and we thought you could use a rest.
What Margaret's trying to say is that the area is now secure thanks to you, and a chance for a little R&R. We've made reservations for you and a friend. Tell them about the vacation.
Well, Victor, you won a trip for two to beautiful Club Red on the exotic island of St. Aquimbo Marais off the sunny coast of Baja, in that lovely locale of 30 degrees north longitude by 116 degrees west latitude. You'll be flown there by Mars Airline. Mars, the wings of real gallant men. While there, you'll stay in luxury survival condos built by Bulwark Deluxe, outfitted with 100% virgin polyester sheepskin interior and real imitation logs. These scenic cottages are built to withstand virtually any man-made holocaust. A strip of lead lining in the frame keeps out pesky radiation burns. And there's more. This radar range allows you to pick up the presence of nosy neighbors, unwanted guests, and stray mutants. And it heats quality meals in just seconds. And just look at this series of interconnecting tunnels. All this for 2 lovely weeks with salsa and sun, 18-hole golf, and 19-point obstacle courses, including a full passive entertainment center with special showings of movie classics like The Green Berets and Red Dawn. But that's not all. In addition, you'll have on-call access to a fully armored limo courtesy of Dreadnought Vehicles. And STV, the 24-hour survivalist channel piped right into your bunkers. But wait, there's more. How about daily reveille and nature trail treks with full packs and armaments? Yes, Victor, this great time of your life is waiting for you at Club Red, a Club Red vacation for the afterglow of civilization.
Well, I must say, this gesture surprises me a great deal. I'm flattered by the generosity of your gift, and sad that I must, I'm afraid, turn it down. Unfortunately, more pressing duties have forced me to cancel R&R for myself, not to mention everyone else. My operatives, you see, have informed me that Spectre is returning to town. Now, some of you may take the news of Spectre's return with simple surprise, but those more sober and sane will recognize Spectre for the threat to our moral sensibilities that he truly is. Those of you that don't believe this can take a look at this sordid musical example and tell me if you think you want your children to aspire to this.
You're just a slob. You don't fool me. Who you trying to kiss? You don't fool me. You're just a rock and roll pig. You call music, I call trash. You don't fool me. Who you trying to kill? You don't fool me. You're just a rock and roll pig.
I've come a long way for this, but it's for my fans. I just do anything for my fans.
Got my number 2 round. In it to face and the damage is done.
Jonathan and Victor ever reconcile their differences? Will Spector's return bring the chaos that Victor fears? Will Claire be forced to reveal the secret that drove the Mondos out of the town of Weatherspoon? Is the gross national product really as important an economic indicator as everybody says? And what of Spector himself? What fate awaits him during the Mondo breakfast hour?